What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's internet regulator is pledging better online access on the country's remote Taiping island. That's after claims Coast Guard personnel stationed there are using Chinese signals, triggering national security concerns. John Van Trieste has this report.
This is Taiping Island, also known as Itu Aba. It's a tiny isle in the volatile South China Sea, governed by Taiwan but claimed by China, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Here, over 1,000 kilometers from Taiwan's mainland, Taiwanese phone signals are weak. Though the island has 3 and 4G service via satellite, almost all the bandwidth goes to military equipment. There's little left over for the Coast Guard personnel stationed here, leading to claims some turn on roaming and use the stronger Chinese signals to go online. The Taiwan State Building Party has gone public with what they say is a testimony from one of these Coast Guard members. The Coast Guard says no one has to use roaming, but this recording has drawn attention to the island's poor reception and the security threat this poses, given China's claim to the whole of the South China Sea. Taiwan's internet regulator says it will urge Taiwanese carrier Zhonghua Telecom to improve service there, with more bandwidth and better infrastructure.
为提供驻岛的同仁更便捷的网络通讯服务，海巡署将持续与数位发展部、国家通讯传播委员会以及中华电信共同研议网络服务提升的方案。
But it's unclear how soon this could happen, meaning this Taiwanese outpost in the South China Sea could still have limited connection to the outside world for some time. Joseph Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's outlying Orchid Island has seen a large jump in tourists in the last few years. But as Rick Liu reports, the local community is now struggling to balance development with protecting the environment and local culture.
"41-year-old hotel owner Xiara Run is completing work on his third property. An indigenous Dawu native of Orchid Island, he returned here after more than a decade on Taiwan's main island and has not regretted his decision to come home.
每个人都是为自己，但是你要花一点点时间给你这块土地，给你的文化。
Tourism is booming here, reversing a trend of young people leaving the small remote island in search of opportunities on Taiwan's main island. But the thriving industry is also causing conflict. Orchid Island is home to just 5,000 people, but the number of visitors arriving by plane and by boat has soared in recent years. The latest figures seeing more than 200,000 tourists in just 1 year, putting a strain on local island life. Hotels and restaurants are replacing farms and grasslands, and tourism is impacting local ecosystems like coral reefs and turtle nests. It's also affecting the way of life of the island's indigenous community. The Dawu have lived close to nature for centuries, growing taro and catching flying fish in the lagoons. As tourism booms, they're concerned their customs will disappear.
那我希望就是说，我们的文化跟观光是并行的，因为观光来的游客就是要看我们的文化。 风景每个地方风景都很漂亮，但是如果没有文化的话，变成没有价值。
一个人协会。
Grocery store owner Ao Wen built this museum from discarded plastic bottles. Open to the public, it's meant to demonstrate how the island is struggling to deal with the sheer amount of trash brought on by the rise in tourists.
部分的游客几乎。 他们不知道兰屿这边的垃圾困境，因为他们总觉得，就是我们买个饮料，然后买饮料之后就拿到回收。
It's a delicate balancing act for the local community, as the island reaps the economic benefits of a rise in tourists while striving to maintain the culture that makes Orchid Island unique. Devin Tai and Rick Liu on Orchid Island for TaiwanPlus.
As Taiwan faces a wave of nurses quitting their jobs, one clinic in New Taipei is beating burnout by bringing in a 4-day week. Stash Butler reports.
Across clinics and hospitals in Taiwan, nurses are handing in their notice. They say they're overworked and underpaid. For this clinic in New Taipei, the remedy was simple. Keep pay the same and cut work to just 4 days a week or 18 days a month instead of 23.
我们把所有的工作量集中在18天来做，我们的目标是1个月能够做到520个肠胃镜，我们还是7月还是做到了。
The clinic began its new work regime last month. Nurses say with more rest, they're able to provide better care.
工作跟生活是都要并重的，所以我觉得说，把工作集中之后，事实上我们效率也会提升，
可以有充分的休息的时间，然后也可以让我多陪陪我的家人，还有因为我有小孩。
It's the latest move amid growing calls for Taiwan to shift away from its culture of long work hours and overtime, something campaigners say is long overdue.
As a bastion of democracy, Taiwan needs to take the lead in terms of showing how it can treat workers and labor human rights in a way that allows them to live decently.
So far, the government has resisted petitions to cut down the 5-day work week. It says doing so would worsen Taiwan's labor shortages. But this pioneering clinic hopes to prove the opposite is true. Medical facilities can hold on to their nurses, give them more time off, and offer patients better care. Leon Lian Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
Researchers say people living close to nature are less likely to have bipolar disorder. John Van Trieste has the details.
When it comes to mental health, the great outdoors can make a great difference. That's what Taiwanese researchers have found. Comparing satellite photos and mental health statistics, they found that greener areas tend to have fewer residents with bipolar disorder, a mental illness that causes intense bouts of depression. That's why some researchers believe creating more green spaces could have a profound impact on health in Taiwan.
整体来讲，会因为绿地让我们比较不会得躁郁症，可以让我们大概平均来讲整体多活了6年左右的时间。它可以带来212.7万美元的一个产值的一个增加。
Health experts caution that green spaces are not a cure for bipolar disorder.
因为很多因素是属于不可控制的，比如说像基因啦。那但是绿地呢，其实是起码我们可以控制的，而且是可以我们努力的方向。
The World Health Organization recommends everyone should live within 300 meters of over a half hectare of green space. In Taiwan, there are 50 towns that don't meet that standard, meaning there's a lot of tree planting to be done to improve the country's mental health. Howard Zhang and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
A farmer in southern Taiwan has grown watermelons that can be eaten in just a few bites. John Van Trieste reports on what people are making of these miniature melons.
Ripe and hanging on the vine is farmer Huang Zhihui's new creation, and it's just in time for summer. It's a tiny watermelon he's calling a Miniball. Weighing around 600 grams on average, one melon is the size of a baseball, and just 1/30th the size of the giant watermelons sold in supermarkets. The choice to think small was a deliberate one.
单身或是夫妻俩，那这样的分量是蛮适合他们小送人口去食用的，不用这样买到外面的那么大颗鸡冠，然后买了切了还要放在冰箱要冰很久，这可能一次就可以把它吃完。
You can even eat the rind. These bite-sized melons have already become a hit with those who've tried them.
这果肉看起来很红哎，感觉甚至比那种大西瓜还要红。
But for now, you won't find mini balls in many places outside Huang's farm in Chiayi County. Though they ripen in just 50 days, they attract more pests than regular watermelons. That means they need extra care, with a higher price as a result. So while the fruit is still at an experimental stage, Huang hopes it won't be too long before the fruit-loving public are lining up to sample his mini balls. Justin Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Finally today, we leave you with images of cliffs and ocean taken along Taiwan's eastern coast. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.
For more stories about animals in Taiwan, follow TaiwanPlus on Facebook and Twitter or download the TaiwanPlus app.